right. The whole world's gonna win in on this.
Wow, the Obama administration leaking classified information about the bin Laden raid to Hollywood to make that Oscar-winning film, that very well-respected film, Zero Dark 30. But who's in trouble for this? Not the administration, but the journalists who reported it? So shouldn't we be holding the people who leaked the secret accountable? Let's ask Executive Director of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton. Tom, we know that Leon Panetta spoke too much. We know that John Brennan gave out way too much information. Even the president, the night of the attack, was saying things they agreed not to say. Where do you start with this?
Well, you would think you would start with Panetta. I mean, we got information through the Freedom of Information Act showing Panetta was pushing everyone to cooperate. We know one of the top intel officials, the top intel official in the Defense Department, Mike Vickers, leaked information inappropriately to the screenwriter for the film. And we know the screenwriter met with the White House, Mr. Brennan, who's now CIA Director of the National Security Council, and Dennis McDonough, who is now the White House Chief of Staff. Panetta, we now know, leaked classified information. He virtually told them everyone who was involved at the raid, Mark Bull. Mark Bull was at a CIA award ceremony. Panetta had everyone there who was involved in the raid. Everyone was outraged. Bull was there. Nothing's happened to Panetta. And when someone called out the Defense Department for withholding conclusions about Panetta's involvement in the leak, you know what happened? The guys who are now targeted with an investigation are the ones who called out the Defense Department for covering up the disclosure.
So it's pretty outrageous if you think about it, especially when Secretary of Defense Gates at the time said, let's just agree on one thing. Whatever we talk about, nothing leaves this room. Agreed? And within minutes, everybody's giving up interviews and giving up intelligence information. And there's a doctor now sitting in prison, unjustly charged in Pakistan, and by all accounts is being tortured. And this doctor as well is the one who was a key to us finding bin Laden.
Well, that's an excellent point. You know, when someone like Edward Snowden, who they're chasing across the ends of the earth over his leaks, you know, he's got to be wondering, why is it Panetta gets a free pass and everyone's coming after me? And, you know, and if there are legitimate leak investigations, those are undermined when obvious in-your-face leaks like the one by Panetta are given a free pass. You know, the leak by the defense official, Michael Vickers, was referred to the Justice Department 2 months before the election. Nothing happened to it.
Unbelievable. So what can you do? What can we do as outsiders to get out the truth?
Well, we have to keep pushing, keep pushing. Mr. Brennan is CIA director. Dennis McDonough is a White House official. He's the chief of staff. They met with the screenwriter for Zero Dark 30. There needs to be congressional oversight investigations that continue, and obviously there needs to be pressure from the outside, from groups like Judicial Watch, and the media needs to expose this. When you have the media like the Associated Press and Fox News' James Rosen being targeted with outrageous leak investigations, and Panetta, they've got info, gave away the keys to the kingdom on the bin Laden raid. My gosh, the double standard is extraordinary, and this lawless approach to leak investigations needs to be exposed.
Absolutely, and on top of all that, you just think about the people at risk. And John Brennan, who was everywhere after the bin Laden raid, was nowhere after the Benghazi killings, and we could not find him. That's why Susan Rice was left out there to be the representative. Thanks so much for joining us, Tom Fitton. Continue the fight. Executive Director of Judicial Watch.
Thanks, Brian.